Tonight, while you sleep, your brain is going to delete things. Not by accident, not because it is broken. On purpose, deliberately. And the memories it chooses to erase are not random. They follow a pattern so precise that scientists are only now beginning to understand it. And what they have found will change the way you think about every single night of your life. You think sleep is rest. That is the story you have always been told. The body shuts down, the mind goes quiet, and you wake up refreshed. But that is not what is actually happening. While you sleep, your brain is running one of the most complex operations in all of biology. It is sorting through everything that happened to you today. It is deciding what to keep. And it is deciding what to throw away forever. The question is, who is making those decisions, and why? In the 1980s, a neuroscientist named Francis Crick, the same man who co-discovered the structure of DNA, turned his attention to sleep. He proposed something that sounded almost offensive at the time. He suggested that the purpose of dreaming was to forget, not to remember, to forget. He called it reverse learning. The brain, he argued, was not consolidating memories during sleep. It was clearing out the ones that would interfere with the ones that mattered. Nobody fully believed him. Then the evidence started coming in. Matthew Walker is a sleep researcher at the University of California, Berkeley, and he has spent decades mapping what the sleeping brain actually does. What his lab found is remarkable. During the deep slow-wave stages of sleep, the brain replays the events of the day, but not all of them. It selects. It replays the moments that were emotionally significant, physically important, or tied to survival. The mundane disappears. The meaningful gets reinforced, written deeper into the architecture of the neural network, made harder to lose. But here is the part that changes everything. The forgetting is not a side effect. It is the point. Your brain has a storage problem. It is not infinite. Every piece of information you hold takes up physical space in the form of synaptic connections, the tiny junctions between neurons where memories live. If nothing was ever deleted, those connections would become so dense, so tangled, so overloaded with noise that new information could not get in. You would lose the ability to learn. You would lose the ability to focus. Eventually, you would lose the ability to function. Sleep is the solution. Every night, a process called synaptic homeostasis quietly resets the system. The connections that were reinforced by meaningful experience stay strong. The ones that were not get pruned, weakened, quietly removed. Your brain wakes up lighter, more receptive, ready to take in tomorrow without being buried under yesterday. Researcher Giulio Tononi at the University of Wisconsin has spent years building the evidence for this theory. He calls it the synaptic homeostasis hypothesis. The idea is simple and devastating at the same time. You do not just sleep to remember. You sleep to forget enough to make room for the next thing that matters. Think about what that means for the day you just had. Every conversation, every glance, every minor frustration, every background noise, every face you passed on the street, all of it entered your brain. All of it created some trace. Tonight, while you sleep, most of those traces will be gone. Not dimmed, not faded. Gone. And you will never know what you lost. This is not a malfunction. It is a feature so sophisticated that no computer ever built comes close to replicating it. The most advanced machine learning systems in the world struggle with the same problem your brain solves every single night: how to keep learning without being destroyed by the weight of everything already learned. Engineers call it catastrophic forgetting. Your brain solved it hundreds of millions of years ago in the dark while the body went still. But the system is not perfect, and the imperfections reveal something even stranger. Some memories that should be deleted are not. Trauma is the most extreme example. The brain, when it encounters an experience that triggers a survival response, tags that memory differently. It does not go through the normal sorting process. It gets locked, reinforced with such intensity that the pruning mechanism cannot touch it. This is why traumatic memories can feel more vivid years later than they did in the moment. The deletion system was overridden. The memory was marked as too important to lose, and it stayed, sharp and untouched, while everything around it faded. Conversely, some memories that should be kept are erased too soon. Sleep deprivation disrupts the entire process. When you cut sleep short, the brain does not get enough time to complete the consolidation cycle. The important memories do not get reinforced,